What's going on, my exotic family? It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm sitting down today. It's been a while since I've sat down in any of my videos. But anyways, I'm sitting down today. I'm going to be answering questions from you guys that you guys asked me on Instagram. So that's what we're going to be doing today. You guys get to know a little bit more about me and just answer some questions for you guys. So stay tuned. Alrighty everybody, so welcome back to the video. Like I said, I'm just going to be answering some questions, so a Q&A for you guys. So let me actually go ahead and get the questions pulled up. This will probably be a two-part video because you guys asked a lot of questions, which I'm grateful for it, but I don't want to make this a super long video. So I'll split it into two parts, but I'll start with the first half of the questions. First question comes from Ethan Leard on Instagram. Does Luther intimidate people when they first meet him? Yes, most definitely. And it's mostly because of his size, as you can imagine. He's a very friendly snake, but people, especially if they're not into reptiles, they see him and they're just like, oh my gosh. And it's really not that bad. In my personal opinion, I feel like the smaller snakes are the ones you gotta watch out for anyway. Just kind of like with dogs. You know, your smaller dogs are gonna be one of the ones yapping, barking, coming at you all the time. Your big dogs are kind of just like, okay, whatever. I'm not saying they won't do anything, because 9 times out of 10 they definitely will. But it's like your smaller dogs are more vocal, and just like your smaller snakes, they're rattling their tails, hissing, striking, doing whatever. So most definitely Luther does intimidate a lot of people. I'll be honest, when I first took Luther in, he didn't intimidate me, but he definitely tried to. But I will say, just dealing with him initially and his temperament, it definitely kind of took a little bit to get him habituated to me, and just kind of get him, you know, used to me in general. So, all right. So the next question comes from ravishing_reptiles. Do you know any southern white-lipped python breeders? Do they even exist? Me personally, I do not. I'm actually on the lookout for a southern white-lipped python myself. I don't know of any breeders actually, and I know the breeders that I've reached out to don't have any, as you can imagine. I know they're a little hard to breed, and to breed them consistently is even harder. So a lot of people just don't breed them, and when they do, it's a waiting list. They sell out. So good luck with that. It took me like 3 years to even find my northern, so just imagine how long it's probably going to take me to find my southern, unless I meet somebody and become really good friends with them and they let me know they have some babies. That's probably will never happen, but whatever. But yeah, unfortunately I can't help you out there on that one. All right, so next question is from Mentalist Cole. Are you ever going to keep, I don't know what that was. Are you ever going to keep dry marshawn? So dry marshawn is like Cribos, things like that. They're big colubrids. I don't know, to be honest. As of now, I mean, I haven't really given it too much thought. I'm very specific in what type of snakes I get because I like a certain type of snakes. Not saying that those aren't good snakes to get. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I know the most about them or know a lot about them enough to get them. But I mean, that could change. My goal isn't to get every single snake in the world, but again, I'm very specific and particular in what I get because a lot of the animals, majority of the animals that I have were animals that were once on my dream list, so they're animals that I definitely wanted. I mean, obviously aside from Luther, not saying that I don't want Luther. Luther wasn't a snake that I was on that list. He wasn't a snake I planned on getting, but he's here now. He's not going anywhere, so I'm glad to have him. But yeah, as far as dry marshawn, I can't say for sure. You never know what the future holds. Maybe one day, like I've said before, if I open up my zoo and I'm able to, you know, have the space to bring in other animals and everybody has, you know, huge large cages, then possibly. But as of now, I don't know. Alrighty, so next question comes from Raw B Legend on Instagram. What are your bucket list pets and what is keeping you from getting them now? I've covered this topic before on YouTube, and me personally, my bucket list is always changing, simply because obviously once you get an animal that's on there, it's no longer on there. But I will say it's shrinking for once. There was a time when I feel like my list just kept going and going, or I kept adding to it. But as of now, at the top of that list is going to be Bolin's python, IMG boa, and southern white lip. Those are my top 3 as of now. Again, will I get them? I don't know. And if I do, it's gonna have to be in like the way future. IMG boa would be something that if I saw it like tomorrow or something, that I would get it. But as of now, no, I'm not bringing anything new in. But those are my top 3. I don't think I have any lizards. Well, if I could, my dream lizard would be the Cayman lizard. I know I did that in a video, but it was a video of reptiles that I'll never own, and basically stated that I wouldn't own one because they require so much size, and I already have a Cayman. And you guys got to think, I don't have a warehouse to keep all my animals, so it has to be manageable space. And I'm talking as of now. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't have plans to, do things in the future or possibly get a building. But, that's in the way future, so we're not going to talk about that. But as of now, that's what I'm looking at. Bolin's python is definitely number 1. IMG boa, southern white-lip python, and Cayman lizard is the top 4. So that's it right there. What's keeping me from getting them as of now is still dealing with this moving situation. Update you guys on that soon. And I'm currently focusing on my current animals and their upgrades right now versus getting new animals. I have a lot of upgrades that I'm working on. I'm just trying to get this move situation figured out so I can get them completed and everything like that. So that is where we're at with that. Alrighty, so this next one comes from Kilgore Critters. You may have answered this before, but what is your least favorite species to keep and why? I don't think really have. Well, I'll do snake and lizard. My least favorite species of snake to keep is going to be ball python, which I've talked about this before. It's not that I dislike them. I just feel like they're not the prime snake that I would want. Yes, I do have one. Yes, I care for him. But again, it's just my least favorite. Just as far as he don't do nothing. He just hangs out and hide all day. He'll come out for food. I feed him. He goes back in there. That's pretty much it. But again, you expect that with certain snakes. But so this is just from my perspective. I'm not bashing or anything like that. But whatever. As far as lizards, my least favorite is definitely going to be chameleon. Veil chameleon. Specifically, I just feel like I think everybody has it. Certain animals are just not for them, and I feel like chameleons are one of those animals that just isn't for me. So yeah, it's gonna have to be veil chameleon for me. All right, so next question is from Tasmanian Damien. What got you into reptiles? Oh, I've gotten this question so many times. I've done a video on this on YouTube as well, but I'll go ahead and answer it for you. So I've told this story multiple times. When I was younger, me and my older brother used to always just go outside, catch bugs, not animals, but bugs, all types of critters, spiders, ants, anything we could find. We go out and catch it, and that was just kind of our thing. Growing up watching Steve Irwin, Jeff Corwin, and any type of animal adventure type show, that was just kind of the thing for us to do, at least. And we play sports as well, but this was just kind of something that we were always curious about nature. It could be the smallest caterpillar, and I'm gonna investigate it. So fast forward when you get a little older, I graduate. Fast forward and get a little older. Well, number one, I don't think I've actually said this on my channel. My dad actually had snakes when he was younger as well. But when I got a little older, I remember my brother, we went to this pet store together, and just seeing all the different reptiles and everything. Now, mind you, this is before the education kicked in. So yes, we went to a pet store to kind of look at everything. Now, this was a family-owned pet store, so it wasn't like a PetSmart, Petco, Pet Supply. It wasn't anything like that. But we ended up going to this pet store and just seeing the different things that they had. And I remember coming home and I asked my mom if I could have. Initially, I wanted a snake. My mom was like, if it don't got legs, I don't want it. Can't come in here. So shifted my focus to lizards, and that's kind of where it all began. So I was like 13, 14. It's kind of where it all began, and that's what kicked off. Initially I started with bearded dragons, breeding them. I had quite a bit. Got out of the hobby for a little bit, and then I jumped back in, and now I have 12 snakes and a couple of lizards. So that's kind of where it started. So it kind of started at one point, and then over time just kind of built up, and then you actually get exposed to this different world of the pet owning industry and everything like that, and you're like, oh, I need parts of this. So that's how it happened. This one comes from Jagan's, not sure how to pronounce it, Dragon Shiji or Dragon Schneid. The name might have been cut off, but I'm posting the questions up here anyway. How many reptiles do you have? Okay, all right, so there are 12 snakes, and then there are 2 lizards, a tortoise, and a dwarf caiman. So 16. I don't count the crocodile. Last time I answered this question, I said how many lizards I had, and then I said I had a crocodilian, and someone asked me why I didn't just group the caiman with the lizard, and it's because they're not lizards, they're crocodilians, for that reason. So yeah, there's 2 lizards, the caiman, tortoise, and then the 12 snakes. So I will update you on the bearded dragon that I had and the leopard gecko. Hera and Sahara both got new homes. Reason for that is those were both rehomed to me. Those were never animals that I wanted to keep long term. The leopard gecko was given to me by a friend, and they ended up moving, so I've just been caring for her the last couple of years. And Hera, she just needed a new home because the guy couldn't keep her and wanted to go to someone who had experience with bearded dragons. So I kept both of them the last 2 years. They both went to great homes, so I'm not worried about that. So if anybody's out there keeping count, don't worry, I didn't just kill them or anything like that. They got rehomed. Both went to homes with children that are in love with reptiles and everything like that. So yeah, so 16 is where I'm at. Very manageable, nothing too crazy. I'm not up in like I'm not a breeder or anything, so I'm not up into like the 70s and 80s, but even then, you never know what somebody can handle. I feel like for me, I can handle quite a bit, but I just take it slow and just keep on going. Whatever happens, kind of happens. Alrighty, so the last question comes from _Camille Ross _. What is the best snake care advice you've heard? Ooh. That's a good question. I don't know. I guess for me, the best advice that I've ever gotten. I mean, I don't know if you mean like actual advice or just something to keep in mind. So when it comes to actual snake advice, since I have so many different species of snakes, it's kind of hard for me to say which is the best advice that I've ever heard, because a lot of it is kind of common sense or just things that I'm supposed to know or anyone should know as a keeper. But I will say the best advice that I've gotten overall about just keeping reptiles is to sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Best advice I've ever gotten about keeping reptiles which I try to apply it to everything in life, to be honest, is to stay humble and to realize that a lot of information does change, and that's why you have to educate yourself. So again, I try to apply that to everyday life, but I mean, you never know. I don't know. It's a good question, but a lot tougher to answer. So, I don't know, if you want, DM me. We could talk more about it, and go from there. But that's a good question. It's definitely got me thinking now. But that is all the questions we're going to answer for today, guys. It still ended up being a longer video than I anticipated, but it's all good. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed these questions. Keep them coming. Ask me questions anytime you guys like. Shoot me a DM with questions, video requests, whatever. DMs are always open. Follow me on Instagram at DW Exotics. That's where I do daily updates of all my animals, and I spend most of my time anyway. I also have a TikTok now, so you guys can follow me on TikTok at DW Exotics as well. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. And as always, stay exotic.